I'm going to be real honest with you, my lovely internet weirdos who follow my pixel blasts. The real reason I am not big on HEMA is because the only two moves I know how to practice, because I've never touched a greatsword in my fucking life, is heave and hoe. You know? It's like, boom. That's it. Just. I don't understand the weight of the greatsword. The weight of the greatsword is like not just the blade, right? Or sorry, not just well, yeah, not just the blade. It's the fucking hilt. It's the grip. You know, it's the from here to here. It's big, really. These big swords. So I'll admit, the whole reason I even found myself perfecting a reverse blade style was because the first sword I ever held was easiest to hold in just one hand. So you didn't have to hold it in two hands, you could just hold it in one hand, right? Like that. So you had more range to deal with. I had far more. So yeah, I just got really good at that. And once you get really good with the understanding of the hilt to the heft, right? You start really understanding that blade. You begin to understand that the difference between this, it's like sheath in, sheath out, is like any point of any object. So when you're stabbing, this becomes a stabbing motion. And a stabbing motion is essentially just a thrust. It's just thrusting, right? And so the most natural point of body is thrusting like this. And when you're thrusting, I realized you're basically using, thrusting your elbow or the basic of your hand. So the whole maneuvering of the reverse blade is just, all but to say. So in my opinion, it's always a move that I would only use if I absolutely want to win. Because think about it. This is a stabbing motion. When most people think of, reverse blade, they're not thinking of the stabbing motion, right? By the way, I was holding my hand wrong there. So, stabbing motion. Nobody thinks about that. You don't think about the tip to the hilt. They often are just thinking about the haft or the tip, never both at the same time. So most people do not think about how the whole blade could be part of the movement. So if that were to just push through someone, that would be a full stab. Now granted, it's very low guard, so I'm going to have, if I'm doing that, it's going to be a surefire hit. Whatever I'm hitting isn't going to come back up after it. Yeah. The other thing about it is you kind of have to have the dexterity for it. But then the last part of it, the real opponent with reverse blade isn't even your opponent. It's gravity, and that motherfucker never loses. Gravity's got a fucking to zero. You know what? You know why I can't use telekinesis? Well, ask the physicists. Their first response is going to be gravity, bitch. doesn't matter if you have telekinesis or not. It's not gonna work because gravity stops you. So, unless you get up and push the energy into this object, your bloody well self, it ain't moving. That's what gravity says. Gravity's a bitch. Somebody else defeat that bitch. But until then, I might as well be moving a mountain. It's been a pixelblast. Love ya.